What is up, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Danny Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys so much for joining. Before I get started, thank you guys for watching. Now, we opened up tonight NXT opened up the show tonight after showing a recap of last week and the end of Chase U as we know it. The end is here. I like that Armageddon song. But in any event, we opened up the show with a recap of Chase U going down, and everyone thought that Chase U was going to come out and say their final goodbye, but it was actually Ridge Holland whipping through the flag. Excuse me. I gotta say this. How, after so many years of being a wrestling fan, how are we still falling for this? I just gotta ask. Excuse me. I gotta ask. Why are we still falling for this? We should know by now, whenever something big happens and someone is taken out like that, no, it's not the actual person. It's a prank. When Undertaker got burnt alive Royal Rumble 1998, we thought he came back the next Monday. It was Shawn Michaels. Then we thought he came back again. It was Kane. How are we still... Even after Jeff Hardy lost the cage match to CM Punk, the next week we heard Jeff Hardy's music. It was actually CM Punk. How are we still falling for the same old tricks? I knew it was Ridge Holland. And that's not arrogance. I'm just saying I knew that was Ridge Holland. How are we still falling for this? And speaking of lessons that we still not learned, Booker T always teaches us not to concern ourselves with business that is not relevant to us. And basically, not to be a busybody, as biblical quotes say. But Sinclair refused to learn that lesson and got herself into some trouble, only to end up getting knocked the heck out by Lola Vice. By the way, let me just say, Lola and Jada Parker have a whole issue going on, and I got to be honest, from a modest and clean standpoint, I really thought that Jada Parker and Lola Vice would have made an excellent tag team together. Not because of all the stupid breakery jokes y'all keep making. Not because of that. I just think they would have been really cool together. Not with all that lush y'all be talking. But in any event, they have a rivalry against each other. And that leaves me to next week because Jada's going to be in a Fatal 4-Way match with Kalani, Cora Jade, and I forgot who else. Oh, yeah, Sinclair. My money is on Kalani Jordan. Kalani and Giulia had a great match tonight. Very, very competitive, but it was actually Giulia who won at the end. And by the way, Giulia, Kalani, I think highly of both of them, which is why I truly believe Kalani is going to win. Not to mention, Lola is not letting Jada Parker win this match next week. Lola is going to interfere if Jada comes close. We had Ethan Page versus Nathan Fraser. That was also a good match, but Ethan Page won that match. Wesley got a haircut. It kind of reminds me of The Undertaker. When The Undertaker, fun fact, earlier today I watched Survivor Series 2001, Winner Take All, Team Alliance versus Team WWE with The Undertaker back when he had long hair. And then as soon as he turned heel in the name of respect, he cut his hair and dyed it dark. Now, that reminds me of Wesley. Wesley cut his dreads off and gave himself a new look to go with his heelish attitude. Just want to point that out. Also, want to point something else out. It is a chaotic night between tag teams and some others. But whatever you do, do not touch the general manager. Not just because she's the general manager, but because Shawn Michaels won't tolerate it. And as Trick Williams mentioned, she has a bloodline. And she is the daughter of the final boss. That guy wants to die. Moving forward, great promo by Trick Williams and a great point from a scripted standpoint of why he needs to retain. Ridge Holland is like drugs and Hub way, where no one eats fresh. And the reason why I say that is because the Hub and the drugs, say no to both, have one thing in common. They both tend to wreck homes. And Ridge Holland, like drugs and the Hub, wrecks homes. And Trick Williams doesn't want Ridge Holland to wreck everything that legends of NXT in the past have built. Great point. And I believe Trick Williams is going to win at Deadline. Tonight's main event, we had Fallon Henley versus Tatum. Both women have great themes. The thing about Tatum is the song's about having demons and almost embracing them. And I know it's supposed to fit for her character, and she's the babyface. So it's got a good theme sound, but the sound is catchy, but when you're talking about demons and all. But in any event, moving forward, we have good match. And, of course, in the end of the match, Fallon won. And, of course, they couldn't leave well enough alone. Fatal Influence couldn't leave well enough alone because Fatal Influence, by the way, in my personal opinion, Fatal Influence is a less famous... What's the name of that group? Toxic Attraction, yes. With Mandy Rose. And of course, speaking of the original group, we saw a blast of JC Jane's past with Gigi Dolin is back in NXT. And here's the thing, it all made sense because when I saw Tatum holding the doll and it was redhead, all I could think of was Gigi. And I was right, Gigi is back. And this is going to be very fun to watch. Hell's favorite girl is back in NXT. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about tonight's episode of NXT. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and I will see you guys next time.